Hey everybody, this is Adam Kidd. I am the FX Kid, and I just wanted to give an update on what's going on. So we are working away on this rig. It's a South Park rig, and it's actually quite functional. It is done, for lack of a better word. You can actually bring this in and use it right away. I have some issues with it right now, and that is one, I feel as if right now I'm just flat out ripping off South Park and not being creative enough about it myself. And there's a couple of small artistic things that I would do differently. So, for example, I would use a texture paint on certain parts but not others, and then add a few more things just so it looks, if I'm going to go all the way plagiarism, I may as well, do it right. So I like this one here, and after going through some of the workflow that it took to make a scene, I found that I learned a lot from that, and that it's actually again a lot easier to use compared to the Maya workflow that the folks even at South Park use. So what's cool about that is that now, in the comfort of your own home, you can make an animation like this, or you can make it look like, you don't necessarily have to stick to South Park style. You could do a, I don't know, let's say an Inspector Gadget. It's not going to look quite the same as Inspector Gadget, for example, but that's your job as a creative person to figure out. So it all comes down to replacement animation. You're just replacing one thing, that one mouth, with another, and another, and another, and another. Once I show you the workflow, it becomes second nature, and it's a lot of copying and pasting by the time you get your first section done. The amount of time I spent doing the very, very first phoneme was, it seemed to take a while, but then right after that, every single one that followed it took less and less time. So that will be coming soon. However, there is a caveat to that. The training is being recorded, but I was originally intending on making this like a David Ward, Tim tutorial, and or like one of his series where he'll go through the intense detail, and you'll see some of his like little gaffes here and there and how he fixes those gaffes. I really respect that one, but frankly, I think that when it comes to the this particular tutorial, there's a lot of things that have been realistically trained to death, and I'm going to release separate tutorials on those things, so that way you really only need to refer to them once. For example, importing curves from Inkscape, separating the layers, maybe texture painting. I think these things, they just, because they're not going to change too much, I'm just going to leave those as sort of separate videos, and the whole thing is going to culminate in a series that is not going to be like one of Tim's great series, but it's going to be more like the Man Candy FAQ, where you don't need to see me texturing every single part of my character when you can just watch me do one part and say, okay, well, if I can do it for that, I can do it for another. And that allows you to be a bit more creative. I'm also going to show various steps here and there and some things to avoid frustration when you're producing content. So, of course, we want to make sure that we're subscribing on Facebook or subscribing on YouTube. As you see there, we went up to 40 subscribers, and that's quite impressive considering yesterday I had 15. So I think if I can get the numbers up here, I might call it at 50 subscribers, or maybe 75. And if I can get my video views up, I might just break the 40 subscriber rule and just go based on a video count, but I'm not sure there. I don't know. We'll see about that. I got a lot of other stuff to watch. Some of it's very interesting. A lot of short films that we'd made in the past through my previous company, and by all means enjoy those. Let's see here. I highly recommend watching the original cut of Red Nose Black Heart. On my old channel, I got about 10,000 views on that one, and I'm finally migrating it over because I like to take it apart and put it back together. I got the assembly cut with a new score, and I actually kind of like the score that I used this time around because originally we licensed a John Carpenter score, and this time around we just made an homage score. So I like that. So don't forget, subscribe to us on YouTube and like us on Facebook. We're there as the FX Kid, and I'll post all my stuff up there too. And I believe that would be it for now. I'm also going to be throwing up some odd little tutorials. They're going to be video casts on how to start a company from scratch, specifically a production company. So any of you that are interested in making, a short film, be it live or short, a lot of these things are going to show you how you can start with an initial investment of $2.50. And turn that into a higher amount. You're not giving that money to me. You're using that to finance your own personal project, and it just shows you some little workflows that'll help you save time and trouble and be more organized. So anyway, that's it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.